Alright, hello guys!
Hello guys.
Welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. Quick mention regarding yesterday's video because I got in trouble from my two friends named Alice and Brianna because, as you guys know, I did the 30 questions about me tag, and in the best friend question, apparently I was not allowed to answer Zach as my best friend. So Brianna and Dallas are very salty, and I am now going to say they are definitely two of my best friends. I love them very, very much, and I probably would be...
They're a very solid second place.
It wasn't me, guys. But anyway, let's get on to today's video. Do you know what we're doing today?
You've not told me, so no, I have no idea.
Anyway, so today we are going to be doing the husband tag. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
So basically in this notebook here, I have 34 questions. I think that Zach is going to have to ask me, and I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability. In another video, we will do the wife tag, probably not back to back because this is the second tag I've done in a row and I don't want you guys to get tired of tags. So just know that tomorrow's video will definitely not be a tag video. So keep an eye out for that. But for now, I am gonna find the page that I need in order to get Zach these questions, and then we will get started. So we'll get started. Basically,
So I read these and you answer?
So you read them one by one, and you cannot skip ahead and read the other.
Yeah, I have to do it in sequential order. Got you. Got you, fam. Question number 1. What is my favorite time spending habit?
Your favorite time spending habit is probably playing video games, because that's pretty much all we do. We go to work and then we come home and we play video games.
There's one other thing that I really like doing though that would probably be equal with video games. Can you guess it? Ballin'.
Basketball.
Yeah. Alright. Question number 2. What is my least favorite food?
Canned spinach.
That is correct. That is very correct. I love regular spinach, real spinach. Like, you give me real spinach leaves, delicious. You give me, I cook them up, I eat them plain, I don't care. Now that canned crap tastes like cancer. Question number 3. What is my least favorite drink?
Coffee.
Yes, that's, yeah, probably, yeah.
I know him too well. Just wait until he has to do these questions for me, you guys. It's gonna be so great.
All right, I'm at question 4. Am I good at any sports? Well, quite technically it says, am I good at any sport? Can I sport?
No, because you suck at everything that you do. Really, you're not really all that great at sports because I say you're not, but in all honesty, Zach played football in high school, he played basketball, and he was really good at both of those, and he's still really good at basketball. I've never seen him play football, so I couldn't tell you, but as far as basketball goes, he is good at that.
Question number 5, am I good at video games?
No. I watch him play Smite, and I watch him get really mad and almost rage quit a lot, and he's just not that good at it.
Now,
he kind of sucks.
Now let's talk about who was so good at Call of Duty when we first started dating.
Who's really good at Call of Duty now?
She talked all this trash when we started dating about how good she was at Call of Duty and how she kicked my butt.
I was nervous.
Like 4 or 5 straight games, I completely destroyed her before I finally took it easier on her.
First of all, the first time Zach and I ever played COD together, we weren't even dating yet. So, and it was the first time we had ever actually like really hung out on our own.
And I stomped her.
And I was nervous. Like,
I stomped
there's this guy I like in my apartment, and so basically like I let him win so that he wouldn't leave.
She let me destroy her. Question number 6. Is there any unique talent that I possess?
I mean, Zach is a really good singer. I wouldn't say that's unique. He really likes to sing, but other than that, I wouldn't really say he has any unique talents.
Can't juggle, can't do any of that kind of crap.
Yeah, he can't. He can't ride a unicycle.
Never tried, but yeah, I probably couldn't.
So.
Question number 7. Do I have a best friend?
Me.
Correct.
If best friend being your wife is not acceptable, he does have a couple of friends back in his hometown. Their names are Casey, Matt, and Tucker, and they would all be his best friends if I am not allowed to count.
Question number 8. Who is my favorite music artist? Now, before she answers, she's gonna give you the generalized answer, but it all depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
In general, Zach's favorite artist is Ed Sheeran, but at the moment, his favorite music is the Dear Evan Hansen soundtrack, and he listens to it every time we go on a road trip in the car, if he's in the shower.
She usually falls asleep, so I'm doing this because I sing to it.
But it wakes me up because he turns it up really loud, and he sings really loud, and it's
also,
really annoying.
The new Sam Smith album, fire.
Pretty much just Too Good at Goodbyes is all that he really listens to when
I've actually listened,
and that's all he sings when I'm around. So I can't really enjoy Sam Smith's new album because all Zach does is sing it at the top of his lungs, and I've never actually heard Sam Smith sing it himself.
Well,
wow.
He's got a phenomenal voice, so you can just imagine. Question number 9. What size shoe do I wear?
10 to 10 and a half. It really depends on the type of shoe, but Zach has really wide, flat feet.
Freakishly wide.
So it really depends on the type of shoe it is. If it's like a flip-flop or something, he usually will wear a size 10, but if it's a tennis shoe, he'll wear a 10 and a half, so that bigger. The width of it will actually fit his foot comfortably.
Question number 10. What would be one meal I could eat every single day?
Chicken fried steak.
Correct. I could guess.
Is that what you would have answered?
That's not what I would have answered, but yes.
What would you have answered? Drunken noodles?
Sort of. Stir fry. The reason is because stir fry is so versatile. You can use
so many different vegetables and so many different sauces, and you can eat anything with it. And then
you can eat stir fry literally for every single meal for a week straight, and you can go without eating the same meal every time because you can use different meats, different sauces, different veggies. And it's just, I would say probably stir fry, but chicken fried steak, I'd eat that every meal of every day. I'd get really fat, but it'd be worth it. Question number 11. If I'm watching TV, what am I most likely watching?
You're probably watching like The Flash or Arrow. Supernatural is definitely one. If you're watching TV with me, it's probably Grey's Anatomy or Young and Hungry.
Yes, Young and Hungry, that's kind of the show we started watching together. The other thing is I also love like crime shows, but I can't watch those anymore because she has nightmares. Like Criminal Minds, that kind of stuff. Criminal Minds and NCIS are probably my 2 favorite criminal shows. I used to watch those all the time, but I can't anymore. Alright, so moving on. Question number 12. If I were a collector, what would I collect?
Probably comics or records.
Those are both really good.
Other than that, maybe like the little pop figures. He's not really into collecting all that much.
I don't like, it's partially because I kind of have OCD, so like the clutter.
He doesn't partially have OCD, he has OCD, you guys. Every time we have to leave the house, we'll be at the front door, he'll be sitting there, and he'll go phone, wallet, keys, glasses, and he'll pat every pocket that one of those items would be in, and he'll even like touch his face to make sure his glasses are there. So he can't partially have OCD, he has OCD.
Now, what I was saying is the problem with collecting things is, especially when you're moving around like we are, because we don't have a house yet, we're like going from apartment to apartment, it clutters things up, and I can't do clutter. Clutter kind of stresses me out. So now once we actually have a house, I might start collecting things. Oh, one thing I actually collect, shot glasses.
That's
and
true.
Fridge magnets. Anytime I go somewhere, I always get a refrigerator magnet and I get a shot glass. Question number 13, my favorite sandwich.
You would probably, any type of homemade sandwich you would use some type of grain bread that's super healthy for you. And then you would use
So salty.
ham, salami, you would put mustard and mayo on it, you would use pepper jack cheese, and if we had turkey, you would probably add that to it too.
Actually, I wouldn't do the turkey,
That's
but I
true,
would
you don't
also
really care for turkey.
I would dice up a bunch of different veggies, tomatoes. I'd do lettuce.
That's true.
I might, and then what I would do is I would cook up the salami and the ham in a pan, get it nice and warm, then melt the cheese onto it, then put it on the bread. But I would lightly toast the bread. I'm getting kind of specific right now. I'd lightly toast the bread, and then you'd put that nice melty cheese in there with that, and then you put the fresh crisp tomatoes and the fresh crisp lettuce to give it that extra little crunch. What is my favorite cereal?
Peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Correct. Question number 15. My favorite movie of all time.
You don't even know the answer to this question.
If I had to choose one movie, I could answer this question. You won't get this one at all.
Oh, it's that movie that you were talking about at dinner when your parents and Kelly and Grandma were here. It's the Disney movie. Or not a Disney movie, but it's an animated movie.
Nope.
And I don't know.
Although I do love animated movies. Disney, I'm a huge Disney buff.
Is it Rise of the Guardians? No. Legends of the Guardians?
Legends of the Guardians. That's a Disney movie. It's a very good Disney movie, but no, that's not it.
Then I don't know.
August Rush. Great movie. Most people are surprised when I say that, but the soundtrack for that movie is phenomenal. I love the sound of the cello when they put it in with the rock, like the electric guitars and stuff. Spot on. Question number 16. Do I love my job?
I wouldn't say you love your job. He just started a new job recently, but he likes it okay. It's not like his dream job or anything. His dream job would be to be on Broadway. No, he doesn't love his job. He likes it okay, but it's not his favorite and it's not his dream job.
I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'm
Exactly.
not miserable. Question number 17. When did we go on our first trip?
We went to,
Is it? Yeah.
not counting like visiting his parents and stuff, because Zach's parents do live 3.5 hours away. So if we weren't counting that, it would be when we went to Kentucky.
Was that the first trip we went on?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think so, aside from like visiting your parents, because we never went to like Cedar Point or anything like that. So technically it would be Kentucky. We went to visit my family for my cousin's graduation about 4 months after we started dating. But that definitely would be the first trip that we went on.
Question 18. What did you think of me when you first saw me?
I knew that we were going to be good friends. When I first met Zach, I was in a serious relationship, so it wasn't like I knew I wanted to date him right away because I was in a serious relationship. But when I first moved to the city that Zach and I live in now, Zach was actually one of the first people I met when I started my new job. And he was really friendly, and I knew that like if we ever did hang out outside of work or anything like that, I knew we would be great friends. But for a good while, like our friendship was like a work friendship. We didn't talk to each other outside of work. We didn't hang out outside of work up until we started to kind of have that almost like middle school crush on each other, where we like would flirt at work, and then eventually we started hanging out, and now we're married. Yikes.
Question number 19. Where did we go on our first date?
I mean, if you want to count like going out with friends and stuff like that, we would go bowling a lot. We would go out to like dinner and stuff with friends.
Our relationship is complicated in this situation because we did a lot before we started dating. we would go out on dates together, but we were just friends at that point. We weren't actually dating. So it's kind of hard to decipher when we went on our first date, because we had been dating for a while before we actually were dating.
Yeah, I mean, if y'all want to get technical with it, like our first date would technically be, we went out to this Chinese restaurant called Chen's, and then I'm pretty sure we went and saw a movie. I think it was actually probably 50 Shades of Grey, if I remember correctly. We went to dinner, and then we went and saw the movie with friends, but it was technically a date. We were dating at that point, so I guess that would actually be our first date.
Question number 20.
Probably the fact that every time we leave the house, he literally has to grab every item that he's gonna take with him. I mentioned it earlier in this video when I said that he's got OCD, but it's definitely like when he is leaving the house and he's putting things in his pockets, after everything is physically like on his body, he'll pat it. He'll go like phone, wallet, keys, and they'll be in his hand, and then he'll like pat his face and he'll go glasses. And I love to mess him up when he's doing it, because if I say it first, I'll say it in the order that he doesn't say it in. So I'll go like glasses, keys, phone, wallet, and sometimes I'll mess with him and I'll take his keys and I'll go start the car or something, and he won't know where the keys are, and he'll look for them for like 10 minutes before I die.
That's so rude. And the problem is if she screws me up in the middle of it, I have to start over, and it's a whole thing, which I don't appreciate. 21. What animal would resemble me? I'm assuming this is supposed to be what it would be like my spirit animal?
Yeah. The question is, what animal would resemble me the most? Zach's spirit animal would... This is a hard question. Is there an animal that sleeps a lot and plays video games all the time?
A bear.
Yeah,
hibernate.
pretty much. Zach gets home, he'll eat, and then he hops on Smite and plays video games through the duration of the night.
I'll like clean first.
Occasionally. But probably a bear. His favorite animal is a tiger. But Zach doesn't really resemble a tiger.
Rude.
Oh, excuse me. I don't know. He doesn't resemble a tiger, really.
That's so rude. Question number 22. What are 2 things I am really good at?
Hogging the bed at night.
That's not my fault.
Okay, you guys, I get really, really hot at night.
I'm like a human.
Zach radiates body
I'm like
heat.
a human radiator.
Like, I will be sweating within 10 seconds of him cuddling with me, because he like bear hugs me in his sleep. And so I'm sweating, and I like move myself farther away from him in the middle of the night, and he always just inches closer to me until I'm at the very edge of the bed, like falling off of the bed. And then I like have him scoot all the way back, and it just starts all over. So
I told her if she would quit running away, it wouldn't be a problem.
He's really, really good at hogging the bed, but he's also very good at singing. Funny story, the first conversation Zach and I ever really had, I had just started a new job, and that's how I met Zach. But we were at work and he was singing to the radio at work, and I don't remember what song it was.
Me either.
But I basically was just like, hey Zach, what song is that? And he told me, and I said, okay, let's let them sing it then. And at the time, Zach was in school for music and for singing, and so he was like, you know I'm a voice major, right? Like, you know I'm wanting to sing for a living. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I am the worst person on the face of this planet right now.
The best part is I thought it was hilarious, and so I was teasing her, and I just watched the color drain from her face and her like it was amazing. Because I appreciate that kind of humor. 23. What was our first argument about?
Zach and I really don't argue that much, and the fact that we've been together for almost 3 years, it's really hard to think that far back, because especially in the beginning of our relationship, like you know, in a new relationship, you don't ever really want to argue with the other person. So even though you might get a little bit irritated with them, you're never really going to say anything about it. But I honestly couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, even when we argue, it's not like an argument. We like bicker and then we're over it.
Yeah.
Because that is one place where our personalities are very different. My personality is I'm mad at you, I'm up in your face. Let's talk this out. Let's get it over with. All right, I'm done. You know, I'm like, rah, 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 rah. All right, let's go do something. Let's hang out. You know, and she is more like the let it stew, let it simmer. Let me attack you 6 months down the line with it.
Okay, drama queen. I'm like I'm gonna give you the silent treatment for 3 hours and then I'll be really angry with you and I'll yell at you after 3 hours is done. But I also really do not like to argue.
And she's very anti-confrontation.
So if I'm irritated about something or if I'm upset, like I'm not going to say anything about it. And I'm an open book, you guys. Like I can be read like an open book. You can tell when I'm upset, you can tell when I'm angry. But even if somebody says like, hey, like what's going on, I'll just be like, nothing, I'm fine, I don't want to talk about it, just let me be. And Zach hates that about me because
it drives me insane.
He knows like if he does something to get me irritated, he knows I'm not going to tell him about it. He knows that I'm just going to be quiet for a few hours.
And I can tell I did something and I have no idea what I did, so I'm like, what I do, tell me, I'll try to fix it, what I do. She's like, nothing. Because I want to just hit it head on, get it done, get it over with, get it taken care of, and move on with my day. So I'm more confrontational and get it done and over with. Question number 24, what do we usually argue about?
Probably what we're gonna eat for dinner. Honestly. I am one of the most picky eaters that anybody will ever meet in their lifetime. So Zach will go through like literally 20 different things to try to figure out what I want to eat, and I'll just shut all of it down. And eventually I'll just be like, you eat whatever you want and I'll eat cereal, or you eat whatever you want and I'll
she'll still
make
have
a sandwich.
My food. Then I'll make something and she'll go, oh, stir fry. We talked about stir fry already. Every time I make stir fry. That's not true. I will eat I'll eat the mushrooms. Every time I make stir fry, she's like, Mike, do you want me to make you some? She goes, no, I'm fine. I don't really care for stir fry. A quarter of my stir fry later.
That's not true. Because I really don't care for stir fry. I will eat the mushrooms out of it, and occasionally I'll ask him for like a green bean or something like that. But I will not eat a quarter of a stir fry because I really don't care for it.
Question 25. What is my favorite restaurant?
Do you know the answer to this question?
It really depends on what I'm in the mood for, but if I had to choose one thing, yes, I know what I would choose if I had no other choice.
Would I be able to guess that?
Yes. You should know it pretty easily.
Would it be Cheddar's?
Yes, it would be.
Ha! Got it! Cheddar's is, if you Google it, it's called
Cheddar's
Scratch Kitchen. And basically it's like Southern food and it's delicious.
And they have, I'm a big seafood guy, and their seafood there is all really good, which is really surprising. Because it's not like a seafood place, so you wouldn't expect it, but they've got phenomenal seafood there. Their shrimp
is nasty.
Shrimp is delicious. Question 26. What is a sports team that I love?
Texas Longhorns.
That is my favorite college team, correct. Now let's see.
Still a sports team.
Question 27. Where am I originally from?
Texas. He lived in Texas for a year of his life, and then Zach has really bad asthma, so he couldn't live in Texas, and he almost died, and so his mom moved up here with his dad and his brother.
But we used to visit Texas pretty decently amount, and it's one of those things that anybody who's from Texas or been to Texas can vouch for me, but Texas is one of those things that even if you move from there, Texas follows you. So even though I was living in Michigan, I was still growing up in a very southern style home. because my mom was originally from Michigan, but she lived in Texas for over half her life at that point in time while they were raising us kids. My dad was born and grew up in Texas, and so it was a very southern style home. Question 28, what is my favorite kind of cake?
Zach doesn't really like cake, but his favorite dessert is cheesecake.
I don't like sweets in general, really.
And so cheesecake is obviously cake, and that's his favorite kind of cake because it's his favorite dessert. Or
really
favorite sweet in general, because like you said, he doesn't really care for chocolate, he doesn't really care for cake, or sometimes he'll want ice cream or like soft serve ice cream, but other than that, he doesn't really care for sweets at all whatsoever.
Don't really have a sweet tooth. Alright, 29. What is the thing I like the most about you?
My skin tone. Funny story, guys. At my bridal shower in June, Zach decided to be funny because we played like this game called the bubblegum game at my bridal shower. And basically one of my maid of honors went and asked Zach a bunch of questions about me, and one of them was, what is your favorite thing about JC? And
so the point was, the lady asked me the questions, I answered
his sister?
them. Yeah, my sister, I didn't remember who it was. But so they asked me the questions and I answered them. So it was like, you know, for example, if they asked me what's 2 plus 2, I would say 4. And then during the whole bridal shower thing, what they would do is they would ask JC the questions. So they'd be like, JC, we asked Zach, what is 2 plus 2? What did he answer? And she would have to say 4. And for every question she got wrong, she had to put a piece of bubble gum in her mouth. So if she had said, well, Zach's a real sarcastic jerk, so he probably said 5. They would have been like, nope, you're wrong. Put a piece of bubble gum in your mouth.
Yeah, so at the bridal shower, they asked him, what's your favorite thing about JC? And I said my butt, because that's like the standard answer for every guy. Like, you can ask any guy, what's your favorite thing about this girl? And they're almost always going to say either her boobs or her butt.
And JC's got a nice butt.
And so I said my butt, and because I am mixed, I'm a quarter African American, Zach decided to say my skin tone because stereotypically African American women have good butts. So instead of saying my butt, he said my skin tone, and I was so irritated with him because
I did it deliberately.
It resulted in me having to put bubble gum in my mouth. But
it was like her 5th piece of bubble gum or something like that. The thing is, I did it deliberately because she knew that butt was my actual answer. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this so she has to get this question wrong. So I made that as a joke, but no pun intended. No pun intended.
In all honesty, if he had to pick one, it would be my butt.
Yeah. Question number 31. Am I obsessed with anything? You. Alright.
No.
No, I'm really not. Question number 32. Who said I love you first?
Well, Zach and I went to a party one night.
Technically.
And Zach was in a very intoxicated state on our way home.
Very great.
And we're sitting in his truck, and he goes, how do you feel about me? And I was like, I like you, I guess. Like, you're pretty cool. We had been dating for, I think, 3 months at that point.
You're pretty cool.
And, like, I wasn't sure what he was gonna say, so I didn't want to be the one to say it first because he was in such a drunken state, and I wasn't sure if he was gonna remember it in the morning, honestly. So if you want to get technical with it, yes, Zach did say it first. I did tell him the next day that I loved him, and I think I kind of took him by surprise a little bit because he didn't remember fully. Like, we had the conversation a couple months later, and it actually turns out that he did remember saying it, but he just didn't want to say anything to me when I asked him if he remembered.
I wasn't 100% certain that it actually happened, so I was just kind of like, I don't want to make a fool out of myself because I'm not sure if this actually happened or not, because I had a little too much to drink, but
I love it when my camera overheats. But if you want to get technical with it, Zach did say it first, but I said it first in a sober state.
Question number 33. Where do I want to travel the most?
Greece or Australia. Zach.
Both very valid, but not actually the right answer. Mine, to be fair, I just want to travel. I want to backpack Europe, but if I had to choose one place, those would be very, 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 very close, but I would say Scotland, actually.
You went to Ireland, they're basically the same thing.
And I loved Ireland, and I would go back to Ireland in a heartbeat. Yeah, I actually really, really, well, that actually, I also really want to do a safari in Africa. That would be amazing. All right. In other words, I have no idea. I just want to travel. Question number 34. What is the annoying thing I say all the time?
He doesn't really have one thing that he says all the time. An annoying thing that he does is he does sing when he yawns, and that's obnoxious. Like, I hate it. I mean, like, I'm used to it, but if it's like early in the morning, or if I just woke up from a nap or something and he does it, it makes me so mad, and I really don't like it, because if I'm just waking up, I don't want to be sang to right off the bat. Like, I don't want loud noises in my ears. Like, it's obnoxious. So that's probably one of the most annoying things that he does verbally, I guess.
I wake up and I'm like, let's get this music started. I don't know what that was. It's like the Running Man, only I'm sitting on my butt. And that's the final question.
Yep, that was the last question. So if you guys enjoyed, please give us a subscribe and a like down in the bar below. If you have any other ideas for Zach to be in videos in the future, go ahead and comment those down in the comments down below as well. You're gonna get yourself smacked. But other than that, that's all for Vlogmas Day 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and we will see you in tomorrow's Vlogmas. Bye!